If you gather every grain of sand on every beach and desert on Earth and put them in a single pile, you still wouldn't have enough to match the number of stars in the universe. Astronomers estimate there are 70 sextillion stars scattered across the cosmos. We're going to explore 10 of the most bizarre and terrifying realities of space that prove our universe operates on a scale far beyond human comprehension. Everything we experience as normal here on Earth is actually a rare anomaly when compared to the extreme conditions governing the rest of space. Take our view of the night sky. In 2016, astronomers calculated that there are roughly 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. Because their light is stretched and absorbed by intergalactic gas, 90% of those galaxies are completely invisible to our current telescopes. More recently, data captured by the New Horizons spacecraft from the dark edges of our solar system sparked an active debate. The measurements suggest the 2 trillion figure might be an overestimation, and the actual number of galaxies is closer to hundreds of billions. If you were floating out there among them, you wouldn't hear a thing. Sound waves require a physical medium, like air or water, to travel. In the near-perfect vacuum of space, the molecular density is so low that there is no medium to carry those waves, leaving the cosmos entirely silent. But it does have a smell. When astronauts return to their airlocks and remove their helmets, they consistently report their suits carry a distinct, pungent odor, a mix of seared steak, hot metal, and rotten eggs, caused by harsh interstellar chemical compounds clinging to the fabric. Our reliance on human sight and sound creates the illusion of an empty, peaceful void, masking a highly complex and chemically abrasive environment. That vacuum environment forces ordinary materials to behave in bizarre ways. If 2 unpainted pieces of the exact same metal touch in space, they will permanently fuse together in a process known as cold welding. This happens because on Earth, a thin layer of air and water molecules always separates 2 metallic objects. Without those molecules in a vacuum, the metal atoms have no way of knowing they are separate, so they bond into a unified lattice. Water is equally strange out here. About 10 billion light-years away, astronomers found a massive floating vapor cloud holding 140 trillion times the mass of all the water in Earth's oceans. Closer to home, liquid water behaves dynamically on other celestial bodies. Saturn's icy moon, Enceladus, hides a global underground ocean that actively blasts massive jets of water vapor straight out into space. The foundational building blocks of our civilization, metal and water, are subject to completely different rules of physics the moment they leave Earth. The celestial bodies themselves are just as extreme. Take neutron stars, the ultra-dense cores left behind after supernovas. Some of these remnants conserve so much angular momentum during their collapse that they rotate up to an unfathomable 712 times per second. Pacing slows slightly. On the opposite end of the spectrum are Y-type brown dwarfs. These objects are too small to sustain nuclear fusion, making them so incredibly cool that a human could theoretically touch their surface without being burned. Then there are galactic-scale anomalies. Extending 25,000 light-years above and below the Milky Way are the Fermi bubbles, giant glowing clouds of gamma-ray radiation likely burped out by a supermassive black hole millions of years ago. Black holes themselves are destructive enough to warp reality. Their gravitational pull is so intense that any matter crossing their boundary is violently stretched into infinite strands, an effect physicists literally call spaghettification. We are also finding black holes where they shouldn't exist. Recently, the James Webb Space Telescope detected mysterious little red dots in the early universe. These turned out to be ancient supermassive black holes that formed before the galaxies that host them. Observations like these consistently break our traditional models. The deeper we look, the more we realize our Earth-centric views of planetary and stellar evolution are incomplete. All the stars, planets, vapor clouds, and black holes we just discussed make up less than 5% of the total universe. Roughly 27% of reality is made of dark matter, a mysterious substance that does not emit, reflect, or interact with light in any way. This invisible mass acts as a gravitational scaffold. In the early universe, its gravity pulled together the cosmic material required for the very first galaxies to form. Astrophysicists now suspect this dark matter environment may have birthed exotic objects called dark stars. These early stars would have been powered entirely by the annihilation of dark matter particles colliding, rather than traditional nuclear fusion. The massive structures we can observe only exist because they were built on a framework of particles we fundamentally cannot see. That leaves the final 68% of the universe. It is made of dark energy, a force that is actively pushing the cosmos apart at an accelerating rate. This accelerating expansion was verified by measuring the light from distant exploding supernovae, a discovery that won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2011. This data reveals a growing crisis in physics known as the Hubble tension. The expansion rate calculated from the early universe's cosmic microwave background absolutely does not match the rate measured by local supernovae today. This specific mathematical discrepancy continues to widen with every new, more precise measurement, suggesting that our standard model of cosmology is missing a fundamental physical component. From a silent void that smells like seared metal, to invisible forces actively tearing reality apart, space remains the ultimate frontier of human ignorance. Which of these 10 facts blew your mind the most? Let us know down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to The Explainer for more videos like this.